Name's Roger Boaty. Mr. George Roger Boaty.
I might do some of this while I'm talking to you. Good evening, darlings. And, you're a bit blurry. Are you a bit blurry on the screen? Or is it my eyes? Are you blurry? I have moved you a little bit closer than usual because I don't particularly want to shout. It could just be dodgy internet, I suppose, as per usual. How are we all? Good evening, gosh, you are close. I can't cope with you being that close. I need my personal space. No, I'm going to move you back. I mean, I know we're very intimate and everything, but, you know, there is a limit. And on a hot, sticky night like this, I think we all need a little bit of space, don't we? You're still blurry as bloody hell. I've got no idea why. You're probably pissed, aren't you? I know what you're like. Well, this is splendid, isn't it? Good evening and a very warm welcome to Monday Night Live with me, coming live in your eyes and ears direct from Windy Bottom here in the Peak District National Park. Oh. Well, I've just cogitated. Dorothy, please trim your minge. Won't you cut your fanny fringe? Your pubic hair makes me despair. Kindly cut that thing down there. So, who have I got? Did you all... Alright. Did you all have a splendid weekend? How are you feeling? How's life treating you? What did you get up to over the weekend? What have you been doing today? Why am I gesticulating like Magnus Pike on crack? These and many other questions will be answered during the course of the next 33 minutes of this wonderful broadcasting symposium arse crack nonsense. And now, in this... I wish you weren't so blurry, I really do. I assume that the internet is dodgy because it's a bit stormy. And when I say stormy, I don't mean... You can see my coffee cup. That's not exactly professional, is it? That's been there since this morning and it really needs washing up, quite frankly. And if you were better guests, you might offer to help a bit. I mean, I invite you around here 3-4 nights a week. Let's angle you this way a bit. Hide my shame. Chair should be in the middle, really, shouldn't it? Yeah, that looks a bit more like it. Oh, look. Mulberry Innovations. Can you see that there? That's interesting, isn't it? Now, this atrocity of a alleged microfiber cloth, I mean, it's very poor quality. It's thin, it's nasty, but more to the point, it's the wrong colour. This was supposed to be full-on normal red, and I bought a pack of 2 of them to be the official microfiber cloths for, what's his name? Brian Johnston, that's the chap, who has got a red theme going on inside, and this is what I got sent, fucking pink. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Anyway, that's not the point, is it? The point is you're a bit blurry and you saw my coffee cup and you come round here 3 or 4 nights a week and you don't even offer to help with washing up. You don't make my bed, you don't do laundry. Some of you give me wine though and things, and that's very welcome, so that's nice. But some of the rest of you who, you know, don't want to buy me wine, or perhaps you're as skint as I am and can't be buying wine for fat strangers, but it wouldn't hurt you to wash a mug up, would it? God, honestly. Right, now, in this forthcoming section of whatever this is, God, you're blurry. I feel drunk. And I haven't even started yet. It's not feeling drunk time. It's, you're on the wonk. You bloody are, you're on the wonk. You're willfully all over the place like a mad woman's drawers. You know what it is? It's because on a Monday, and newsflash, today is Monday, I take Sonia, my small but perfectly formed tripod. I take Sonia with me to the Yard of Dreams. Christ, Jesus, how out of focus do you want to be? Look, focus on my finger. Oh, I've got no time for you. You're all as drunk as lords, and I'm not standing for it. I'm just going to carry on as if you were in a fit state, even though you're not. I've put a shirt on for this and everything, and you turn up half pissed in your underwear or in your bloody nightie. Outrageous. Right, let's say hello to some people, shall we? Oh, that got rid of 2 people. There were 15, and now there's only 13. 2 down, 13 to go, and then I can go to bed. Good evening to the lovely Joe Cox, JC02WAX, who in turn says, good evening, Boaty. Namaskar. Hope you ate well and are feeling better, mate. Well, that's very kind. I am feeling a little bit better, although today I'm a bit tired and drained. Partly because of the heat, and partly because for the 2nd week in a row, I got a visitation of amoebic dysentery, and I wasn't even at the yard. Terrible misfortune. 2 and 20 misfortunes. I was on Blackstone Edge with Captain Mustard when all of a sudden, now I'll tell you what, I'll catch up on the comments before I get into any of that. We're up to 14, 1 part to come back, jolly good. But yeah, I am feeling better, Joe, thank you for asking. And I did eat very well indeed. As usual on a Monday, we went to Istanbul and Mustard paid. He only had £15 left in the whole wide world, and I made him spend 10 of it on our lunch. Because I am a heartless, callous, do you mind? Thank you. Unfeeling, selfish bastard. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And Joe goes on to say, can I ask how Stigbürt is getting on? Well, you can indeed. Did those parts arrive to the garage? I'm only interested being still new to the channel technically and haven't really seen Stigbürt much. Right. I know he is the lovely V6. Well, yeah, Stigbürt is indeed an MG ZT 190 Plus with the KV6 2.5 litre engine. And I guess Stigbürt has been absent from your screens for quite a while now, following that too close encounter with a curb, which was very unfortunate. The update on Stigbürt is as follows. Stigbürt update. The parts have arrived. The parts have arrived. I repeat, the parts have arrived. The parts, we're talking about the parts here and whether they've arrived or not. And I'm confirming to you that yes, the parts, they have arrived. The parts are there. They have arrived. They did get there. They were sent. They did arrive. And that's it. They haven't been fitted to the best of my knowledge. Stigbürt still hasn't moved from the field that he's parked up in. And so we've currently got no idea if the parts fit or if they're any good or what, but I'm sure they will be. Tom from Force Tuning is by all accounts, a splendid chap and the sort of fellow who can be trusted. So they'll get round to doing Stigbürt at some point, hopefully this week. Oh, that'll be a rather triumphant video, the return of Stigbürt, won't it? You know, you don't know what you miss until it's gone, and I have missed Stigbürt very much indeed. And we were talking about him today, actually, because Stigbürt is probably my most valuable asset now, because apparently the prices of 75s and ZTs has really rocketed. And I say rocketed rather than wocketed, which would be, you know, a fairly low rent piss take out of Jonathan Ross. And Jonathan Ross isn't really very relevant at the moment. And I happen to think that his speech impediment is an affectation anyway. So I wasn't going to go there. I don't pronounce my R's very well, in fairness. I can't do a rolling R, but I don't say wocketed. I can manage to say rocketed. So, you know, fair play to me for that, I say. Yeah, apparently values have gone through the roof. So Stigbürt is probably worth more now than I paid for him, quite frankly. And he is probably, arguably, the most valuable fleet member. And yeah, that's interesting. Gives a bit of food for thought. In it, bruv. And Joe finishes his monologue by saying, also, I'm not sure why I'm not a channel member. When Google have taken my money, I don't have my star next to my name. No idea, Joe. I'll tell you what, let's have a look, shall we? And then I'll get on to the other comments. Right, let's have a look. So I have to press that, and then I go into, yeah, I've already got this on a screen. This is something that I do look at. Now, my channel members have plummeted today. Plummeted. Because if you remember, Psychonaut7, the lovely fellow who very kindly gifted all of those channel memberships, well, of course, they only last for a month. And they have all dropped off now. So I need to record a new outro for the videos, which will be a lot shorter now, as I've gone from 38 channel members down to just, let's have a look, 14, down 61%. Oh dear. Right, let's have a look at a list of the channel members and see if. So we've got Mike, Classic Wheels Wales, Neil Gibbons, Jimmy Quinn, Mickey Jeffries, Trisha Alderman, Sven, Car Creator Norwegian, Ross, Dinosaur Dad, Richard Mann, Liz, Typhoon Cat, The Greenwood, Chef Daniel, Rose Cheeks, Project MGTF, the lovely Simon, and the chap who was my very first channel member, and is 5 months down the line, is still with us. Actually, there are 2 of that length of time. No, there are 3. There's Alan Searle, Simon, Project MGTF, and Rose Cheeks. There is no mention of Joe. No mention of Joe being a channel member as yet. So have you only just done it, Joe, or something? Maybe it will pop up. Oh, I've got to press that now, haven't I? And then I've got to do that. Hard work, this. Now, where did I get to? Oh, Chaz Brown. Hello, Monday Night Boaty. Good evening to you. Cheeseburger is with us. Evening all. Is Boaty over his man flu? Nearly. Oh, same account, says Joe. Super weird. Maybe it takes a while to show up. When did you join? Oh, Project Ronnie. Splendid. The lovely Jake. Well, a very good evening to you, Boaty. Hope today hasn't been too hot for you. Yeah, it was too hot. It was too hot. Wait until you see the lunch video. We were absolutely roasting. The caravan was too hot to be in. Outside was too hot to be in. And we both got very sweaty and sticky plums. And a little bit of chafing in the undercarriage region, to be perfectly honest with you. That is why we escape to the hills, to get a bit of breeze in our underwear. Gotta love a convertible car on a day like today, haven't you? Oh, dear, dear, dear. Oh, he's on the blackcurrant cordial, says Chaz Brown. Let's do the brand name. Vimto. It's great. Have you tried it? You should. Vimto, send me free shit. Please. Oh, Barry says, I can see you fine. Jolly good. Cheeseburger says, he looks like he's after a young farmer's mate. What? Because I'm so youthful and vibrant and strong looking. Yeah, that'll be it. Picture's okay, Boaty, says Chaz Brown. On the wonk, says Trace. You were, I think you're okay now, Trace. Good evening all, says Tricia Alderman. Hope you've had a good Monday. And I echo that. I hope you've had a good Monday, Tricia. And everybody else watching, and there are 22 of you now. 2 little ducks. In it. I hope you've all had a grand Monday, and I'd like to hear about it. And I'd like to hear what you've been eating as well. Trace says, I liked it close. Oh, ow! I've just bitten my tongue. Christ almighty. Ow! That really hurt. You wouldn't think it would be impossible for somebody who used to be a professional broadcaster to sit and talk to some chums over the interweb without biting his tongue in half. But apparently not. Anyway, Trace says, I liked it closer, and gives it some hot eyebrow action. Trace, what you like? Why aren't we outside, asked Cheeseburger. One word, storm. Another word, rain. Another word, well, I haven't got another word. I'll just repeat storm and rain, shall I? What's it doing out there now? I was planning outside. But I was going to stop at Morrison's in Chapel on Le Frith. Look, I'm being a teapot. Now I'm being a sugar bowl. I was going to stop at sorry to point at you. I know. Oh, dear. Oh, I've still got slightly sweaty plums. And what happens is your underpants kind of roll themselves up and go into your crevice. And you have to kind of try and unroll them through your pocket without making it look as if you're touching yourself inappropriately. I'm not. I'm merely rearranging my underwear. So I was going to stop at Chapel on the Frith and buy one of those fire logs. And I did plan to do it outside. But the heavens opened on the way home. And I thought, well, it's going to be pissing it down. I'll go out and have a look now. Oh. It's actually really nice out there at the moment. So we could have gone outside. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Because I've got you on the iPhone 6. And I daren't take that outside because that hasn't got any 4G. That hasn't got a SIM card in it. That's working purely on the Wi-Fi. And I'd have to get the light out. But it's nice outside, isn't it? I like it. I like it. I likes it outside. I does. I does. I likes doing it outside. Yeah, what? I should rub it up. I loves it. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow, eh? Yeah, maybe. Maybe we will. That would be nice. I would enjoy that. Oh, well, I've just cogitated. How are you, darlings? I do miss you when we're not together. I really do. And even when we're not chatting, I think about you all the time. Yeah, you're always there at the forefront of my mind. I might not just be thinking about you. I might be talking about you to people you know, letting them know just how fond I am of you, how much I'm not afraid to say it. I love you all dearly. You are such top of the range chums, channel members, what's the word? Subscribers. See, I knew it began with a C. And anyway, yeah, there we are. So that's why you're not outside, because there was a storm and a load of rain and everything, but we will be outside. Barry says, and Barry is of course that guy from SETI Alpha 5, who joins us from many long way far distance across the sea in the foreign land known as America. And it's Americans are lovely people underneath. I've been there. I've lived there. I've podgered Americans, for goodness sake. Not all of them. Not all of them. Just a few. What did me and Mustard get up to today? Well, to be honest, we only achieved about 50% of what we set out to achieve. I'm being honest with you because that's the kind of relationship that we've got. We don't have secrets from each other, do we? Well, we probably have some. But yeah, so what did we get up to today? Well, what we did successfully do today was we went and bought and collected a new car. More of that later. We successfully had lunch. We successfully made each other laugh and talked bollocks. At one point, Mustard did try to cut my wedding vegetables. And other things happened as well. What didn't happen was Mustard didn't come back here to pick up Fanny Freestyle Fanny, Fanny, and take her back to the yard. That didn't happen. The acquisition adventure just turned out to be too late. And when I say two, I mean TOO. I don't mean T single O or TWO. Yeah, it was too late, so that didn't happen. So that is now going to happen on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I will head off to the Yard of Dreams at the normal time, which is leaving here, Windy Bottom, at 11 o'clock and arriving at the yard at around 12:30. However, I will just pick Mustard up, not literally, not like carrying him over the threshold of a small bungalow in Todmorden, as if we'd just got married and I was doing the traditional thing and carrying him over. Not that sort of picking up at all. I'll just be, well, I won't even be putting him in the car. He's a big boy. He will put himself in my car and we will drive back here and I will make lunch and then he will fuck off in Fanny. And the very next day, he will spend the day detailing her, making her beautiful, taking her up to the hills and taking some nice photographs. And then we will get her properly on sale and try to get her sold and to a beautiful new home as soon as possible. Although, I was wondering about whether not to make... No Boaty picture in the... That was Mustard, or that is Mustard pinging me. He's probably forgotten that I start at 10 o'clock on a Monday. Now, the weird thing that we've noticed, and we were talking about today, is now that any video that have got each other in does lower numbers than a video that's just ours. So if I've got Mustard in a video on my channel, that video will do lower numbers. And if Mustard has got me on a video of his channel, that video will do lower numbers. People just don't like us together. And we've noticed this. So that was a message off Mustard saying, no Boaty picture in the thumbnail of the new video. Hopefully I can trick people into watching it. And that's okay, very sensible. I'm not going to put Mustard in the thumbnail of my video tomorrow. See if I can trick people into watching it. I'll put a picture of a cat or something instead. Where did I get to? Right, so I've told Barry what I got up to today. Oh, hello. More news from Barry. I have some news that I feel okay to share with you. Now, listen up, this is exciting. I've been writing a book, and an agent got in touch to say he's interested in reading it with a view to publishing it. So that's fantastic news. Get the work in progress to him. Let us know what the result is. And Trace agrees, that's amazing. Congratulations. Don't give the book to Boaty, says Cheeseburger. He will turn it into filth. Yes, I would do that. And Barry says, I sent out emails to a bunch of agents and got a reply this afternoon. I'm chuffed. It's early days. The book is an action thriller, so no smut. It's not fuzzy or blurry here, says Trace. Your eyesight might have been affected by the COVID. Probably has. Don't you stand for it, Boaty, says Cheeseburger. Sit down instead. Oh, Mike is with us. Classic Wheels Wales. Hello, Jason. Hello, humans. Hello to you. Ah, no, I've just had a green member thing flash up. Oh, and it's Joe Cox. Joe Cox is now, again, officially a channel member. The green thing has just popped up, and Joe has now got the thing next to his name. So that's splendid, and thank you very much, Joe. Very much appreciated. In an hour's time, the real Boaty will turn up, says Steve. Bombay Buttocks God. Tricky chaps' words. Bombay Buttocks Admirable. Why do I keep wanting to say admirable? Bombay Buttocks Admiral Boaty, says Pingu Concord. How you doing, old chap? I'm okay, Pingu. How are you? Lovely to have you here with us. Oh, apparently I'm only 40 minutes behind so far. That's some going. We've only been going for 30. Mike has got a message which I think is about my MG ZT 190 Plus. Load of shite, it's worth 800 tops. Tosser. I love Mike. I love Mike. I'm so looking forward to going to Wales and seeing him. Good luck getting hold of one of those for 800 quid. Oh, Matt is with us. _ hello. His trademark. Hello. He'll be offering us a beverage soon. You watch. Dinosaur Dad is with us. Ross. Well, good day. Blimey, that month went quickly, says Pingu. It did, didn't it? Trey says, Boaty, your members have dropped. They certainly have. But your subs have soared. Almost 4K now. Yeah, well, I lost one in the last hour. I was 3950 and now I'm 3949. And Mustard, last time we spoke this afternoon, is on 4,199. So I'm only 250 behind Mustard now. And that is jolly exciting. So, yeah, subs are doing well. It's still the same situation with the subs. We were looking at my stats today. I'm picking up subs really well on individual videos. Like my Land Rover video, done really well. That video alone in the last week or 10 days has picked up 24 subs. But people are subbing on individual videos and then not watching any of the others for whatever reason. Because, as I've said loads of times before, the stuff is so varied. So, but they're staying subscribed. They're not buggering off, which is good. Presumably, they're hoping I'm going to do another Land Rover video or another video of whatever it is they subbed up to. Because my view numbers are not where I would like them to be in terms of my sub numbers, but I have to keep reminding myself of this. Now, obviously, when I do the stats comparison, I invariably do it with mustard. And that is probably to my detriment, because Mustard Project Nigel is an excellent channel. As you know, he makes great videos, and his videos and his channel are very, very well supported. But also, Mustard is 1 year ahead of me. He has got a full year and a little bit more time on YouTube than me. And 12 months builds you up a hell of a back catalogue. I mean, I did what, 500 videos in the first 12 months? 400 anyway. 400 anyway. Now, you imagine the numbers that a back catalogue of 400 videos will give you. So, sometimes I get downhearted, downcast, when I'm comparing my numbers against Mustard's. And I shouldn't do that, really. I should compare my numbers against people who started at the same time as me. So that would be like Simon, Project MGTF, and Rob, and Beards and Bangers. We all started at about the right time. And if I compare myself with them, then I'm not doing so badly. In fact, I'm, doing quite well. And I have to remind myself of that every now and then. When you compare yourself with the bigger channels, it's easy to forget that they've been going so much longer. And whenever I've spoken to anybody on the bigger channels, the channels that are really big now, I'm at the point in time where I am, the length of time I've been doing this, I'm considerably ahead of where they were at the same time. So really, everything's going really, really well, and I should be quite pleased. But I am an insanely competitive person. Mustard is my nearest and most obvious point of comparison, and he just beats me hands down. I mean, in fairness, he should beat me hands down. His videos are better than mine, but he's got that extra year, and I just have to remember that every now and then. Somebody has just done a nice thing. Who is it? Oh, Mike, bless you. Mike has very kindly sent me a super chat, for which I am very, very grateful. Thank you, Mike. He feels sorry for me. That's what it is. That poor old tosser, he's thinking, I'll send him a super chat. He's not going to make any money on any of his cars, so I'll send him a couple of bob, because I am a successful car dealer type person that does make money on cars. Oh dear. Nice car we bought today. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Is Simon here? I've forgotten. I only put this here to just wind Simon up. Although I am going to get round to doing this very, very soon, and I'm very excited. I've done half the job. I've transferred all of. Look, nice wallet. I've transferred all of Brian Johnston's doings into the other thing, so freeing up this proper leather job, and this will become Melanie Mingebag here. And the nice thing is that I've got two of these exactly the same, and the other one is Wetleg. So the two Fs, or F and TF, will have matching leather folders, and that sort of thing is incredibly important to me, as you know, and obviously shouldn't be, but it is. Get the French woman, says Barry, to say "ooh la la" Fanny when she does the re-recording. Good idea, I'll do that. Simone is with us and says bollocks. Well, bollocks to you, Simone, as well. Thanks for joining us. It's lovely to have you here. And a little reminder, Simone is has one of our community channels, Hooked on Classics. And do check out all of your friends' channels here, all of the community channels, and check them out, subscribe, watch the odd video, like, comment, maybe even share. It's important that we support each other. And as always, I'm very grateful to all of you who so kindly support me. How's Boaty, asks Matt. I'm okay, mate. I'm okay. How are you? Jake says, tell me about this heat today. 37 degrees it reached today in a 2 hour and 15 minutes exam. Oh, God. Hope it went okay, mate. Hope it went okay. And we're all very excited about the forthcoming reveal. That's going to be a party and a half. A message health review. I don't suppose I'll be able to show it. I'll get a little message. Yes, there it is. Another moderator just handled this. I don't have another moderator. It's just bloody Big Brother, YouTube Big Brother deciding what I can and can't have on my own live stream, although it is on their platform, I suppose. And they don't want Matt's comment to be shown, but I'm going to read it to you because I'm that guy who just doesn't care. I live on the edge, not literally. I live in a cottage, and the cottage is in the middle of some other cottages, 5 in total. It's a very small community here. I live in a row of 5 cottages. Mine is the big one in the middle, quite a lot bigger than the others. I think this used to be 2 cottages, and at some point became 1 cottage, which is probably why it's twice the size of the others. I mean, in a sense, it's not bigger than the others, because the others, as I think I've shown you, they've all extended outside. They don't have anything this side of our shared private lane, because they've extended onto it to get more room. But because this is bigger widthways, it's never been extended that way. Doesn't need to be. So I've got my nice yard bit, which is, well, you've seen it. You've seen it. We've done a live stream from there. I've got my dining set there. I used to have 2 dining sets. I used to have seating for 20 in the yardy bit, and I got rid of one. How long ago? About 18 months ago. Probably just before I started this channel. And on the other side now, I've just got, well, I keep the bins there. And of course, I've got Bob, the inexpertly constructed palace of motory delight. Why am I telling you about that? I've forgotten now. Why am I? But yeah, so I don't know why I was telling you about that. I can't remember where I was going with that. I remember I was telling you it's a small community. So 5 cottages, I'm in the middle. Oh, it's because I told you I lived on the edge. And I'm going to read out Matt's comment. I'm going to do that any moment now. You know, just brace yourselves because I'm going to build up to it. So there's the 5 cottages here. Then there's the posh house there. Quite posh. That's worth about £1 million. And then there's the really posh house, which is there, backing onto my garden, and that's worth about £8 million. And that's it. That is the extent of our little community, and we don't officially exist. We're not on the village plan. We're just, you know. We're just nowhere really. And this lane has got a different name to the rest of the lane. Literally, the length of the lane that covers this row of cottages has got its own name. Completely separate to the rest of the lane. And it's called Bottom Row. I think most of you know that anyway, don't you? You've seen the sign enough times. And some of you have sent me things. And that name doesn't appear on any maps or anything. I may not exist, you know? Just saying, just putting it out there. Anyway, I'm going to read you this hidden message from Matt. You'd be better asking for free Vimto. I don't think you really want shit. Good point, yes. Please send Vimto people. Don't send shit. Just Vimto. Oh, and the no added sugar stuff, please, with the light blue top. Not the full sugar stuff. I'm fat and toothless enough as it is. Don't need any help in that regard. Chaz Brown says, I haven't tried Vimto for donkey's years. I remember it had a distinct taste. It does indeed, and a very nice one. Mike says, I purchased a Mark V Fiesta 1.3. For fuck's sake, why? Why not? Why not? Nothing wrong with a Mark V Fiesta. I almost bought one myself. I bid on it 3 times on eBay. This was when I was going through my most recent Ford phase, which was immediately before the current MG Rover. They're a cracking little car, and probably verging on modern classic status now, aren't they? So I fully approve of that. 2024, says Ross, is set to be the planet's hottest year. El Nino is happening. Oh, excellent. Evening, folks. Oh, Simon, Project MGTF, another community channel that you must all check out. Watch his videos. They're rather good. You'll enjoy them. And he does a good live stream, does Simon. Evening, folks. Apologies, Mr. Boaty, sir. I overran a little. No problem. You're here now, mate. Folder news. Folder news, Simon. Paperwork. Folders. Polly pockets. How excited are you? What are you clutching? Your beard? Your little tinkle with the excitement of it all? Or perhaps you're clutching both? Because Simon is fully equipped with 2 hands. Cheeseburger says, Chaz, they took all the crap out of Vimto and it's not the same now. Oh, really? Good day today, says Simone. I cleared a pile of scrap metal from the shed. That's no way to talk about TC. Oh, right, sorry, I misunderstood that. And reorganised it. I can now get to the workbench. Oh, that's an excellent day, Simone. Good for you. How many sheep do you have? Asks Steve. And then says cars. How many cars do you have? How many sheep do I have? Well, sheep in my field, there's probably, I don't know, I've never counted them, 30, something like that. Oh, there'll be more at the moment because there are lovely lambs are still there, of course. How many cars have I got? Don't know. It's a bit confusing now, isn't it? Because I've got my cars, my personal permanent fleet, and then there are the flip cars, the cars that I'm buying with Captain Mustard and the banker, which are to be bought and sold, rehomed. But some of those flip cars have got kind of half a foot in the permanent fleet, haven't they? Like Derek and Melanie Minchbag. So I don't know how many cars I've got at the moment, is the answer to that, Steve. Boaty, says Chaz Brown, you've got the Jeremy Clarkson farmer look tonight. Keep on cultivating. Yes, I've got the Clarkson shirt on. I've got the old Farmer Giles shirt on. Did you see my hat in Mustard's video? That is an awesome hat. Very proud of that. And it was really expensive. And I was married when I bought that hat. And my wife, after watching me trying it on and admiring myself in the mirror, went to the store assistant and said, I will give you £10 if you refuse to sell my husband that dreadful hat. And of course she couldn't do that, could she? She couldn't take it. And I bought it and I love it. My wife hated it and Mustard hates it and everybody who's ever seen it hates it. I don't care. I love it. Cheeseburger says, there is a word to describe us that starts with a C. In the world. That's right, Barry. Yeah. Just had a look, says Joe. Considerate, says Pingu Concord. Yeah, that begins with a C. Just had a look, says Joe, and they've taken the $3.99. How weird. Maybe it's having a technological issue. All sorted now, Joe. All sorted now. 2024, says Pingu Concord. Year of the Streetwise. Not so much. Be honest. Not so much. When's 2024? That's next year, isn't it? 2024 is going to be year of the MG convertible, I think. Or, yeah. If I've got anything to do with it, it will be. Cheeseburger says, don't you have a problem with mustard pottering your fanny? No, no. When you get a fanny that you really love, then you want to share it with your best mate. You want him to enjoy that fanny and feed back as to what he thinks of it and whether he got the same from the fanny that you did or whether he had a different experience. Caravan news, says Simon. Apropos of nothing. What, does that mean you've got caravan news or you want caravan news or you heard some caravan news? I don't know. Just use a picture of Paddington Bear instead of mustard for your thumbnails. That's a good idea. Oh, Cheeseburger, you arsehole. All double acts have one funny man and a straight man. The trouble is neither of you are funny. And then we've got Joe becoming a channel member and welcome to club, and there's a thing by his name. Oh, right. Well, I've had to cancel my membership and rejoin it as it still showed me as not a member. Grrr. But all sorted now. Right, you is a member now. Jolly good. Right, excellent, splendid. 4K celebration vid, asked Cheeseburger. Yeah, we can do that. What do you suggest? Give me ideas. I haven't got a clue. Joe says, Morrison's, Boaty. At the moment, if you buy 6 bottles of wine, you get 25% off them. Oh, yeah, but I'm never anywhere near a Morrison's, apart from on a Monday. I'll wait for it to be... yeah, I'll wait for the 25% to come to Sainsbury's. When one supermarket does it, the others. Cheeseburger says, if the 4K subs are waiting for another funny vid, then they may be in for a long wait. Yeah, you have a jolly good point there. And Pingu agrees. Harsh but fair comment, Cheeseburger. Don't get downhearted, says Simon. Compare yourself to me. You'll get there, mate. You'll get there. God knows you're doing all the right things. Who wouldn't sub to a man who makes a video while taking a dump, asked Dinosaur Dad. Yeah, I haven't done that for a while. I need to get back to doing some of those silly ones. I mean, I'll probably lose subscribers rather than gain them, but they amuse me. God, I haven't told you about today's dump. Oh, I didn't dare video that. Oh, that was hellish. Although the video of us driving back from Blackstone Edge to the yard, unexpectedly, because all of a sudden I got hit with a bout of amoebic dysentery. Oh, and I thought I wasn't going to make it. God almighty. I had the full sweats, the cramps. I'm shouting at the traffic that's building up and getting in the way. I started 5 months before you, Simon. Oh, okay, then. We're not a direct comparison then. Fair enough. I know I started at the same time as Rob, or about the same time. And the only reason I know that is he told me. I hadn't checked otherwise. I've been going 8 years-ish, says Simone, and my subs are lower than yours, Boaty. Makes no difference how long you have been making content. Right. I think it does make a difference. Maybe not to the subs necessarily, but it definitely makes a difference to your view numbers because you've got a massive back catalogue. that's really upping your views. I mean, some videos, you make them, you post them, some people watch them, and then they just kind of disappear and never get watched again. But other videos just get a constant rolling on of views, and that applies to some of mine. You know, I've got video. I mean, they don't go mad because I'm still, you know, I'm quite small, but I've got videos that from day one just pick up, you know, 10, 15 views per day, and you imagine over the space of 12 months, that's really going to add up. I mean, 10 views a day over 365 days is 3,650 views. And you imagine if you've got 100 of those videos, then that's 360,000 odd views. And that's obviously going to make a hell of a difference to your stats, isn't it? So that's the difference in being 12 months further down the line. You know, you've got like 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 views that are just rolled up in the bank and are going to keep rolling in without you doing anything at all. And you know, mine are all too new to really enjoy that. Simon, says Matt, I have a feeling your channel is about to soar. I've got that feeling as well. It's bound to at some point. It's bound to. We've all been in that situation where it feels like or seems like it's going nowhere. And then suddenly, out of the blue, and probably for reasons you don't know, it starts to fly. Happens with loads of channels, happened with mine. And it'll happen with Simon's too, because he's doing all of the right things. He's making good content, he's doing live streams. As much as anybody, he pushes the community stuff. He gets out there to shows, he's got a flag, he's got cards that he leaves on the car, that sort of thing. I couldn't be asked to do any of that. I still can't be asked, and I really should. So his channel will take off and fly. It's bound to. Right, we're all just rhyming monkey mouse cat for... I've got no idea what this is all about. No, not a clue. Ah, Simon is excited. Yay, folder news. Excellent. Hold on. Oh, Trace says, we can see the ones that you're saying have been dealt with by the Big Brother moderator. How come you can see them, but I can't? How does that work? Boaty's Fanny brings all the boys to the yard, says Pingu. The Fanny vids haven't exactly set the world alight, but I think they're going to be slow burners. They didn't do very well initially. Well, they still haven't done very well, but they are trickling in the views. And I think that they'll be like the Land Rover video, that they'll just keep gradually totting up the views, and that's very nice. The short that I did on Fanny accelerating from 0 to 100, that went well. That did 1,400 or 1,600 views so far. That's nice. Right. Jake says the PR reveal. Sorry, I'm struggling at the moment. I've got another couple of teeth are on their way out. God almighty. I can't wait to get my ass to Nepal and get all new ones fitted. So cheap out there. India's the same. Like 200 quid a tooth, something like that. just wait for the rest of them to drop out, and I'll sell up half of the fleet and sod off to India or Nepal and get some lovely new teeth fitted, and I'll look like an American TV presenter. That would be brilliant, and I'll be able to talk properly again, which would be nice. What was I saying? Jake. The PR reveal will be one of a kind. Once I have a finish date set in stone for beloved Ronnie, I will organise with Mustard the yard and himself for the day. I will not disappoint on the result, I'm sure you won't. Will there be champagne and vol au vent? Asked Simon. No, says Jake, but there will be a Ronnie and some hairy middle-aged men and a few of my younger Rover enthusiast friends. Jolly good. Simon says Mark V Fiesta is the worst shape that they did, I think. But my mate had one and it lasted well enough. My mate has just bought one as well. Well, so's Mike now. But Big Tall Steve bought one. Oh, and Mike disagrees. Simon, the best shape, it was the best shape before they ruined it. Mark 6, Mark 7, Mark 8, all shite. I quite like the Mark 6, if I'm honest. I had a Mark 6 quite recently. His name was, what was his name? I can't remember. I really liked that car though. Really liked it. And of course the Mark 6 Fiesta has got the same stereo in it as the facelift Series 1 Freelander. So that's interesting, isn't it? Huh. Cheeseburger says 30 sheep on the field, Boaty is spoiled for choice. Yes, I know, I'm Welsh, get all the sheep shagging jokes out. The hilarity that Mustard said I could give you hat advice, says Matt. Has he seen mine? Probably not. I love the Mark 7, says Simon, still arguing with Mike. Best one of the bunch. Mark 3 was also a winner. I would like, was it the Mark 3 that was the first XR2? I'd quite like one of those. And I would like the first Fiesta RS Turbo. Was that a Mark 3 or a Mark 4? That might have been a Mark 4, was it? Yeah, I'd love one of those RS Turbos. I bet they're a bloody fortune now, aren't they? Oh, Mustard's here, or he was here. Flipping what? Flipping what? Simon says everyone should have the right to wear whatever stupid hat they want. Oh, and Mustard says 4K celebration by buying a nice hairy chip lunch. A nice hairy chip lunch. I don't want a hairy chip lunch. I don't like hairy chips. I think Mustard might have meant to write a hairy chap lunch, and he got his A and his I mixed up. I was tagged in Mustard's video. because I appeared in Mustard's video, right? And that video went out 3 days ago, and I've only just got the tag, and I've only just seen the video. I haven't seen all of it. I watched half of it, and then I had to start talking to you guys. And why? Because it was channel members only. I'm in the fucking video, and I didn't get to see it until it had been up for 3 days. It's a bloody outrage. I should be a Project Nigel channel member, but I'm not going to because he's not a member of mine. Maybe we should give each other the money to become members of each other's channels. Or maybe it's more amusing that we appear in each other's videos, but we're not channel members of the other one. But I will always buy you lunch. And in fact, Mustard, I was going on to say that on Wednesday, when I come to the yard and bring you back here so that you can get some fanny, Rather than cooking you lunch when you get here, I was thinking I might treat us to a road trip lunch out. I'm going to have a look at some pubs and eateries on the way from there to here. And I might pick one and treat us both to a nice pub lunch to make the road trip a little bit more special. It'll be like when you went, when you cheated on me twice with James, and he took you out for a nice pub lunch. Well, obviously that's the kind of treatment you expect. So if I don't want you to cheat on me anymore, I'd better buy you a nice pub lunch. But I thought that might be nice to do. And we could have that shandy that we didn't end up getting today. So yeah, that's... Does anybody know a nice pub or cafe or restaurant between the Yard of Dreams and Windy Bottom that Mustard and I would enjoy a nice lunch at on a Wednesday? Answers on a postcard, please. General Cheeseburger says Trace, quotes, all double acts have one funny man and a straight man. Trouble is, neither of you are funny. Oh, and neither of them are straight. How dare you, Ducky? How dare you? Yeah, people are picking up on the fact that Mustard is suggesting that we have a nice hairy chip lunch. I don't want hairy chips. Nigel Fleck is amongst us, and that's splendid. And that's 00 Garage, of course, another one of our community channels. Check it out, you people. Check it out. The minute I stop this, go off to 00 Garage. Do a search. Look at the videos. Like, subscribe, share, and stuff. Norman Oswald Butler with a double T, which technically would mean that he buttles and therefore is a butler, I think, or something like that. Oh, now then. Is this the bi-monthly folder comparison club, formerly the Windy Bottom Caravan Club, something like that? And also, good evening, everyone. Hope you've all watered your tomatoes. Gosh, yes, indeed. I love your channel, says Joe, and glad I came across it thanks to Mustard. We love you too, Joe, and we love you being part of this community. It's the Boaty's Monday night PVC fetish. I'll give you that one, Cheeseburger, because of all of my leather folders, I will admit, I've got 5 of them, 4 are not real leather. The other one is real leather, and that is my Filofax one that I bought before I was taken poor and cost in excess of £100. When £100 was worth a lot more than it is now. The other 4, I'll give you that, fake leather. Won't even argue about that. It takes a long time to get Fanny going, says Cheeseburger. Have you thought about a manual choke conversion? The 0 to 100 was a great idea, says Simon. I might do a daft one. You should do a Stigbürt short of 100 to 0. You should do a Stigbürt short of 100 to 0 when it hit the curb. I wasn't doing 100 when I hit the curb, you bugger. Oh, and Steve is with us. My mate Steve. Steve is the big, handsome chap that's a little bit taller than me. You remember him. He's got Luigi, the beautiful little Fiat 500 going out there. He's got the big, manly, hairy-chested TVR. And he's got a Fiesta. And he says, I need to get, oh, it's a Mark IV. I apologise. I need to get that Mark IV Fiesta through an MOT and shifted on. I thought it was in the garage, mate. I thought it was all in hand. Oh, and I need to reply to Steve. He sent me a messenger that I forgot to reply to. I was doing something. I think I was at work. And he's got an idea for a 4x4 off. His little Jiminy Cricket against my slightly less little Miss Boo. And I think he mentioned some gentle off-roading, and I'm well up for that, Steve. I would love to do more videos with you of any sort, and that's a selfish thing. Partly it's because I always love spending time with you. You're a good mate. But also, you're really good on camera, and you make my channel look better than it really is. So, always keen to do any sort of videos with you. Oh, and on that subject, there's another message that I forgot to reply to. I'm crap at replying to messages. Please don't take it personally. It's just me. I'm rubbish. And that one was from Simon. Might not have been a message, might have been a comment on a video. Whatever it was, I didn't reply to it. But I'm replying now. And that was about doing some MGF stuff together. I think you mentioned while I still had them, Simon. Well, Fanny, of course, Fanny will be going, supposed to have gone today, will now be going on Wednesday, but there's always Wetleg. And if you want to do, you said you'd not driven an MGF. Well, to get a true MGF experience, sorry, I've got an itchy knee. To get the full, oh, it's wine time. It's wine time, darlings. Gosh, oh, that's nice. I really fancy a cold glass of wine. Yeah, to get the full MGF experience, you really need Wetleg rather than Fanny, because the very late MGFs share a hell of a lot with the TF, and you won't see the full difference. Whereas, I'm sorry you can only see my big fat stomach and sweaty plums. Should duck down there. What am I doing? Oh, wine. That's right. I need to wash my glass. Yeah, it's Wetleg that you need to drive, not Fanny. So Wetleg is never going anywhere. So yeah, Simon, I love doing stuff with you as well, mate. And I enjoy just hanging out with you generally. So I would love to do some MGF stroke TF content. Yeah, and it could be a three-way with, because we got Wetleg, the early MGF with all of the early MGF features, the nicer dials that they got rid of, the non-adjustable steering, the, all of that stuff. Then we've got Margaret, who has been tweaked in some ways, I think. And of course, we've got Melanie Minchbag, who has been heavily tweaked. Melanie, of course, has been fully remapped. So yeah, she's got the K-maps fully remapped and upgraded ECU. She's got all of the carbon fibre big induction bollocks on it. She's got a full stainless steel sports exhaust system. She's got all the LED lighting stuff. She's got the massive brakes, and my God, if you're going to upgrade or modify one thing on an MGF or TF, do that brake upgrade. It is light and day difference. Absolute light and bloody day. But yeah, so Steve and Simon, sorry I didn't reply to you when I should have. And I would love to do what both of you have suggested. Yeah, I would really, let's put the wine in the freezer, shall we? Wine, freezer. Yeah, I'd love to do the 4x4 off, and I'd love to do some F and TF stuff, especially as we've got F and TF for sale. So, you know, the more videos I can do on them, then the better it's going to be in terms of potential sales as well. So, oh, I'm so sorry. There's no excuse for that. I'm not even going to try and make one. I'm just a rude, disgusting man, and I've just burped at you. You know, I'm sorry. It happened. But yes, so I would love to do those videos. Cheers, darlings. Your very good health. Thank you for being here with me tonight. It's lovely spending this time with you. Bottoms up, your very good health, and let's have a great summer. Here's to a great summer. Cheers. Could do with being a bit colder. Never mind, it's in the freezer now, isn't it? Barry says, you should reach out to the Peak District Viking. He has a Range Rover, lives in Castleton, and is entertaining as well. I did look for him, actually. And is it the guy? Yeah, that must be the guy. I didn't see anything about a Range Rover. He's like a hairy guy, tattoos and stuff, and I think he does a lot of walking videos and exploring videos. I'm sure that's the guy. Yeah, I forgot I'd done that. I did look for him on your recommendation. And yeah, I'm happy to reach out to and meet up with and collaborate with any local YouTubers. High Peak Auto, where is he? Maybe I could meet up with him. I don't know where he is, but I presume if he's called High Peak Auto, then I presume he's somewhere in the High Peak. And I'd love to do something with him because he's got 300,000 subscribers. And a few of us were very rude about him in the group, so don't tell him about that. I watched 2 of his videos and I didn't like them and I haven't watched anymore. But that's not going to matter a toss to him. He's got 300,000 of the buggers. And he's got another channel as well, apparently, where he buys and sells properties in the High Peak. So he couldn't give us stuff what me and a couple of other relative nobodies have got to say about his content. He's laughing all the way to the YouTube bank while we're just prattling about. He did a video on the Freelander and it was so ridiculously and relentlessly and needlessly negative that I just thought, oh God, no, don't want to be watching that. Thank you very much. Where did I get to? You would, only you, Mr. Boaty, says Mike, would like a Mark 6 Fiesta tosser. I do, I like the Mark 6. I prefer the Mark 6 to the Mark 5. Especially if it's an early one with the, slightly weird dials like mine was. I'm annoyed that I can't remember what he was called. He had a cool name and I've completely forgotten it. I have named the new car. Mustard said that he was going to name the new car and I said, fair enough. I did give it a name on the way back from collecting it. But yeah, you name this one, call it what you want. And I told him what I'd called it and he said, actually, that's really good. We'll go with that. I won't tell you what it was because it'll spoil his video. I don't want to do that. I don't want to give you any spoilers. Although, we do that on these live streams, don't we? I do give you some little heads up, some little advance warnings of what is to come, some behind the scenes information. Steve says, hey Jason, you've skipped past my comment. Check your Facebook messages. I didn't skip past it. I've just talked about it. I need to get the Mark IV Fiesta through an MOT. And she goes, yeah. Have I missed another one? No, I haven't. Cheeseburger says, XR2 came out in a Mark II. God, did it? RS Turbo was Mark III. I had a Mark II 950 Pop Plus, my first ever new car. 0 to 16, 17 seconds. I part exchanged a Metro for it. Oh, well, there you are. So now, Zoodle Twips, the lovely Zoe, she had a Mark II XR2 and then a Mark III RS Turbo. And then she swapped that for a bloody stupid hairdresser's Suzuki Jeep thing. And I was annoyed about that because we were kind of going out at the time and I used to drive her cars and I used to enjoy, that's how I knew I enjoyed driving the XR2 and the RS Turbo. They're not the sort of cars that I would have bought, not at that time. At that time I was driving, I was driving all big heavy stuff, Bentleys, Ferraris, Rolls Royce, all of that shit. But I've told you before that Zoodle Twips, the lovely Zoe, she wouldn't go out. She wouldn't be seen in any of my cars. She felt that they were tremendously ostentatious, and she didn't want to be part of that. So whenever we went out, we took her cars, and I really enjoyed driving the Fiestas. Didn't enjoy that Suzuki Jeep thing. And then I think we split up shortly after she got that. Not for that reason, for other reasons. Not very nice ones either. I was upset about that. Especially when I found out why. Well, how we split up and why we split up. I was really besotted by that woman. And that was right at the beginning of my singing career as well. God, I wonder what she's doing now. She's one of those people that, late at night when I've had a glass of wine and I've given up on work for the day, she's one of the people that I have occasionally searched for on Facebook. See if I can find her, see what she's doing now. She'll be like me, she'll be an old lady now. She was about my age, a bit younger. But, oh, God, I was head over heels with that one. Boaty was tagged in Mustard's video. And if you look at his left angle... Oh, right, okay, yes, very good. Lady Bower in, says Barry. Do it. Okay, that's a recommendation for lunch on Wednesday. XR2 was Mark 1, says Cheeseburger. Underscore says, I think you meant XR2i. Yeah, I probably did. Mike has got a Fiesta RS Turbo. Have you? And an Escort RS Turbo Mark IV. I know, I've seen that you purchased new in 1989. I've seen the RS Turbo, the Mark IV, haven't I? That's the left hooker, isn't it? The one that I saw in your unit. Your unit. I'd love to see the Fiesta. That would bring back memories. Norman Butler agrees with Barry that it's a nice place and it's just been done up, and that is the Lady Bower Inn. I'll take a screenshot of that so I don't forget it. Lady Bower Inn. Okay. Thank you for that. I had a pub lunch on Friday, says Cheeseburger, at the Crown in Witchbold. Sat in the beer garden. It was nice. I've been to the Crown in Wychbold. That is the one almost opposite the TV transmitters, isn't it? I think that's Wychbold, isn't it? Or am I getting mixed up? Isn't Wychbold on the road between Bromsgrove and Droitwich? And isn't the Crown the one that... God, I think it was... If it's the one I'm thinking of, wasn't it a Beefeater at some point? Or something like that. I've been to all of the pubs in Wychbold, if it's where I'm thinking of. I need to get my ass back down there. You know, relive some memories. It's a shame when places or people that were a massive part of your life suddenly get into the forgettable region of your mind. That's a shame. That's a shame. And the older that you get, the more you live in your memory. I've noticed that. And things that you'd forgotten about or filed away as not being important, having no meaning, suddenly become important to you. And when I say things, I mean places, people, all sorts of things. And you become quite moist as you get older and remember them. And I would like to take some time to revisit that sort of thing. It's like Redditch. I hated Redditch. I was brought up there, didn't like it. And I was glad to get away from it. But, you know, whole host of memories there. And not all bad by any manner of means. Good, bad, and indifferent. And, you know, the place was a massive chunk of my life. And I shouldn't let it completely escape. I should periodically go back down there, have a look around, you know, have a look at where I was brought up. You know, remember some of the good times and, you know, if one has moved on a bit, then take a bit of pleasure and a pat on the back in having moved on a bit. But yeah, I should do that. And I definitely need to get back down to South Wales. We've talked about that. That'll be coming up on a Monday. A message held for review. I'll press show. It's probably been dealt with. Oh, I've got a blue spot on my settings. What does that mean? Oh, new. Chat filter. Top messages. Oh, okay. Home Firth is a good place for you both to meet, says Simon. The carding shed has car type stuff in it as well. The food's good, but takes a while to get served. Yeah, but Home Firth kind of isn't between here and the yard. Not on the quickest route. Anyway, I did go to the yard once via Home Firth, and I made a video about it called Last of the Summer Boaty, because I'd never been to Home Firth. Of course, I knew that it was where they filmed Last of the Summer Wine, and it was a place I'd always wanted to go to. And I didn't spend any time there. I just drove to the yard via that. I'd got bored of going the usual route. This was at the back end of last year. And so I set up a route and I went up to the Snake Pass, but instead of turning left to go up the Snake Pass, turned right and then went over. Is it the Strines? That I'd only been down those roads once before, and that was when I was bringing back the streetcar that I'd bought off eBay. What was her name? Betty Ford. That was it, Betty Ford. Yeah, and went up to Home Firth, drove through it, and then went up over Marsden Moor and got to the yard that way. And that was very nice. Maybe I should do that again sometime, but not suitable for Wednesday. The lady blow us in. Is that a statement, says Ross? Nigel is just about to put a new video out from Morpeth Fair Day yesterday as well. So, well, have a look at that. Another one held for review. When are you going to see all these Tittybiscuits you go on about? What? Pingu? Oh. That's just Wetleg's name, Wetleg von Tittybiscuits. It's sort of fixed, says Steve, talking about his Mark IV Fiesta. Just need to get it MOT'd and back. I'd like to do a video on that, please, Steve. Mark IV Fiesta, Mark V, same, lemon, just a facelift, says Mike. Sorry I'm late to the party, Boaty, says Neil Gibbons, channel member. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh dear. Where do we get to? Oh, ping me the best times and days for you. I'll try, Simon. I'm crap at pinging people. Any day, really, apart from Monday. Yeah, any day. I'm free daytimes, you know that. So, and you work daytimes, so probably you tell me when's best for you. Oh, yes, that's the Viking. I got the right guy, Barry. Right, I need to have another look at his channel. Maybe I'll ping him and say hello. High Peak Auto is in Romilly, near Stockport. Romilly? Can't think where that is. I know where Stockport is. So, right, okay. Oh, and Russ says, I think I started that High Peak chat. You did, Russ. Upset a few. I don't think you upset anybody. You mentioned a channel that is a very big channel, and we've all watched, and some people like it and think it's great, and some people don't. That's just the way it goes. God knows. I would imagine that somewhere in some group or forum, I get a right old roasting, and rightly so. It's absolute crap, the stuff that I put out. Oh dear. Another vote for the carding shed in Home Firth. This is from Steve. And it's a great drive back towards Lady Bower and onto Windy Bottom. Funnily enough, the first person to mention the carding shed to me and suggest it was my neighbour this side, Nick, but Nicholas, not Nicky Nunu, that side. And Nicholas, of course, is he's a car man. He's got, oh, God knows how many cars he's got at the moment. And he's got motorbikes as well. And all sorts of classic. He's got lots of 1970s motorbikes. He's got a nice collection of Porsches, expensive ones. He's got a Carrera 4. He's got a 944 Turbo. He's got oh God, he's got BMWs. He's sold his Range Rovers. I've forgotten what else he's got. He's got a lot. He's a rich guy. Owns property here, owns property in the States, but he's motorbikes are kind of his first love, and he spoke to me at length about the carding shed, and he's there all the time. They have motorbike meetups there, and yeah, he suggested that I should go there, and you guys are mentioning it as well. So yeah, that'll have to happen one day. Oh, I hope that wine's nice and cool in the freezer. Right, Norman Butler's off. Right, I need to go now. I need to watch the Bangers and Cash I taped at the weekend. Taped. Mustard does manholes, says Pingu. Again, apropos of nothing. Yeah, I did put a video out today called Mustard on Manholes. Did Boaty just self-identify as an old lady? Probably, I don't know. I don't listen to anything that I say. And then a hidden comment. Fuck that comment right up, didn't I? Fuck that comment right up, didn't I? Host instead of Boaty. Bloody Skynet. Red Itch, what a horrible name, nearly as bad as Wetwang. Yeah, well, it was named because of the clay in the soil, wasn't it? I mean, Redditch goes right back. Redditch, parts of Redditch. Redditch is a new town, kind of. But Redditch also dates right back to the Doomsday Book. And like Icknield Street is a Roman road. So Redditch has actually got a lot of history. And the name came about because of the red clay soil, I believe. And that reminds me, says Simon, I dealt with a person's case the other day. Surname was Wang, first name Long. One of my Chinese fiancées, her name was Wang, and that was Leiyun. Yeah, Leiyun Wang, however you pronounce it. Should have married her. Or the other Chinese one, before Chinese, Madam Ling Li. Either of them would have been great candidates for wives. I'd be living a very different life now if I'd married Leiyun. And she wanted to. Oh, she was keen as mustard. Keen as mustard. Cheeseburger says, Redditch, birthplace of John Bonham. He's buried in nearby Rushock. Never heard of Rushock. You'd think I'd know that. Oh my God, says Simone. I just found an LP online I've been searching for 10 years. Can I justify 55 quid? Of course you can, says Nigel. Do it, says Simon. Which LP, asks Cheeseburger. Of course you can justify it. If you've been looking for 10 years and you found it, buy it. 55 quid, go for it. Oh, and it's Michael Jackson, The Essential Michael Jackson. 2 LPs in limited white. I've changed my mind. Don't bother. 55 quid, Michael Jackson. Nah. Now, of course, if you like it, of course you should. You know, music is very personal, isn't it? Oh, says Trace. An orb just floated up from left bottom to left top. Wow. And Simone already has over 200 Michael Jackson records. Gosh. I really miss a Sunday carvery, says Ross. Don't have them here. God, why would you miss a carvery? They're the worst thing ever. Overcooked meat, dried out potatoes and vegetables, nasty gravy made from granules, and you have to sit amongst people eating huge heaped platefuls of this awful food. And it just becomes a competition as to who can have the most heaped plate. I hate carveries and most people who eat in them. God, I've caught up. Oh, I've actually caught up. Right, so, and it's almost time to go. So, what can we talk about? Would you would you like to know about the car that we bought today? Would that be of interest to you at all? It's quite an interesting car, to be fair. Feels a little bit colder. Hopefully it will be. Does anybody want to have a guess at the car that we bought today? Oh, I'll tell you what. I have got somewhere. Oh shit, where is it? Oh, bugger me, I don't know where to put it. Oh, balls. Is it here? No. I've got it somewhere. Bloody hell. I know I've got it somewhere. And I had a little tidy up. Oh, it's here. It's here. Right. I've got a scratch card from the lovely Matt. It's a top price £5,000 double match. So, oh, the comments are going weird again. What? Carveries are awesome. No, they're not. They're crap. Is it a city rover? No. No car news, says Simon. We need to get to the bottom of this anti-Carvery person agenda. Even a bad Carvery, says Trace, is very, very edible. No, they're not. Get a good or great Carvery and yummy. No, they're all shit. There's no such thing as a good Carvery. Right. Scratch card. Guess the car that we bought today. First person to guess the make and model wins this scratch card. Get guessing. And I'll try and... Oh, the comments are starting to go all over the place. Let's try and keep on... right. Is the Streetwise? No. I'm off for a Carvery on Wednesday night, says Cheeseburger. A good one, open brackets, not a Toby, is good if the meat and veg rotate quickly. No, there's no such thing as a good Carvery. I bet it's an Astra. No, it's not. The new car is Dorothy Douchebag. Anti-Carverists shall be taken out and flogged with a wet flannel, sorry, says Ross. I don't care. Carveries are shit. I'm now really wanting a Carvery, says Simon. Trey says, Cheeseburger, even a Toby is good if you know when to visit, when the food gets rotating, eaten relatively quickly, but not when kids are visiting. Right. You need to get the card and model exactly right to win the scratch card. Rover 25 says Simone. No. MGZR says Joe. No. Rover 45 says Barry. No. MGTF says Joe. No. MGZS V6 says Neil Gibbons. Not quite, but partly right, but not completely right. You don't get the scratch card. No, MGTF says Nigel. No. MGF says Joe. No. It's an Alfa Romeo, says Trace. No. Rover 75 says Chaz Brown and Joe Cox. No. Rover 25 says Joe. No. Rover 45. No. Rover 25 GTI, says Simone. No. DeLorean, says Simon, who's taken the piss because he knows that I hate DeLoreans and I think that they are one of, if not the worst cars ever made. I've had two. They were appalling shit. So no, it's definitely not one. Couldn't afford one now anyway. Volvo 240, no. Rover 400, no. Micra, no. Trabant, no. Is it a bloody silver Rover, says Cheeseburger? No, it is neither silver nor a Rover. LDV, says Simon, no. Rover Tomcat, no. I must have a Carvery this week now, Trace. Well, you know, you want to punish yourself, you go for it. Rover 820, no. MGZR, no. Rover 45 V6, no. ZS Diesel, gotta be, no. It is a ZS, it's not a diesel. MG ZS, says Barry, yes, but which one? MGSB, no. Polo, no. Right, Invocar, no. Postman Patch Van, no. Mobility Scooter, no. Ford Fiesta, no. An ambulance, no. Oh God, comments have gone mad again. I need a wee. Okay. ZS 180 says Barry. No. Oh shit. Where are the comments going? ZS 1.8 says Neil Gibbons. I still need more. I need more. MG ZS 75, no. ZS 1.6, no. I don't know MG ZS variants, says Simone. That puts you at a disadvantage. 18T says Matt, no. MG ZS shitbox special edition, no. MG ZS van would be awesome. Right, it is an MG ZS, but you need to get the very specific car. This is what happens when you choose to filter by top chat. Oh, okay. Right, I'm going to have to call that. I'm going to have to give that to Neil Gibbons and say that he is our winner. Because, yeah, the car that we've bought is an MG ZS 120 automatic. So I believe that Neil Gibbons was first with the absolutely correct answer, and I will scratch your scratch card now, Neil. Well, in a minute, anyway. I'll quickly tell you about the car. Yeah, it's a ZS 120, so that means it's the 1.8 automatic, same gearbox as Shison, amazing gearbox, the CVT automatic, so that's full auto, sports mode, 6-speed sequential shifting manual option. It is one of the very last ones made. It is exceptionally low mileage. It's in pearl black, and it's got from the factory the full factory body kit on it. You know, the full kit and caboodle. It looks fantastic. In black with all of the body kit, and it's got the black big alloy wheels. Looks amazing. Really nice half leather interior. Fantastic history. The car actually came at one point from South Wales. Aberdare, Mike. Aberdare. Coomdare, to be precise. And it's a rather fabulous thing. And so unless anybody else wants to claim the prize, I'm going to call Neil Gibbons the winner. Now, let me just try and get... hold on. I hope the gearbox oil has been dropped regularly, says Cheeseburger. The gearbox oil had not been dropped regularly, Cheeseburger, and as a result, the gearbox broke, which they do when they're not looked after. However, the good news is a new gearbox has been fitted, and that is absolutely fine, and that has had the oil changed regularly. So it's all good now. So it's not the original gearbox, but it is a jolly good gearbox. So that's splendid. An auto 1.8 in a chassis like that, says Simon. Is it a Stepspeed? Yes, it is. Yes, it is a Stepspeed. And trust me, I've not driven the car yet, actually. Mustard drove it back, but I imagine it will work sensationally well. We all know how well the ZS handles, and I would imagine the 1.8 engine, I have a couple in my MGFs. Well, I've got 3 at the moment. It's a fabulous engine, probably my favourite of the K series. And you all know that I'm the biggest fan ever of that gearbox. So I would have thought a 1.8 ZS, that chassis, with a Stepspeed manual sequential shift, that's got to be an awesome car. It's got to be awesome. I can't wait to drive it. And it looks just amazing with that body kit on it. And it's factory, not aftermarket. Lovely interior. Half leather interior. Nice spec, digital climate control. Electric windows all round. All singing, all dancing. Amazing history with the car. Going right the way back. Got a couple of jobs that needs doing to it. Just the usual things. Whether we will sell it as is or whether we'll do those little jobs, I'm not sure yet. Early days. Sounds nice, says Simon. Is it a hatch or a saloon? It's a hatch. Let's hope for a winner, says Matt, talking about the scratch card. Cheeseburger says, a ZS with a CVT. I was right calling it a ZS shitbox. I demand a steward's inquiry. No, bollocks. That CVT gearbox, okay, they're fragile if you don't look after them properly. But so is a K-Series engine. That's nature of the beast. That CVT gearbox is the best gearbox that I have ever driven in any car. There, I said it. And I would take it over a full auto or over a manual. If I had my way, every car on my fleet would have a CVT, the Rover or BMW Stepspeed gearbox. It is amazing. And if you don't think it's amazing, you probably haven't driven that gearbox. It is the bollocks. Trust me. Or ask Mustard, he's driven Shison. Ask me, I've driven Shison. Or you come and drive Shison. The gearbox is amazing. And in that ZS, I think it will be stunning. I would love to at least drive, if not own, an MGF Stepspeed, because that would actually be top of my list. To get hold of an MGF or TF with the Stepspeed box and the steering wheel controls for the sequential shift. That would be the ultimate MGF in my book. I'd love a saloon ZS with a body kit, says Simon. Project Drive, asks Ross. Yeah, Project Drive. It's one of the very last ZS's made. It's a 2005. And it's amongst the last, I think it's in the last 600 that ever rolled off the production line. Very, very late one. So absolutely Project Drive. But, hey ho. Oh, okay. That was an early expression of interest in. I want to tell you what it's called, but I can't. I don't want to spoil the video surprise. I don't know which video you'll see it on first because we announced the name on. I've got a video of today, and Mustard has got a video today, and I don't know which will be out first. Rubber should be used in condoms, not gearboxes, says Cheeseburger. I'll take you up on a drive in a Rover CVT because all the CVTs I've driven were bloody awful. Well, bear in mind that this is technically this is a BMW gearbox, and BMW are not terribly well known for making shit. But honest to God, the CVT, I accept it's a fragile gearbox, but I think it is the best gearbox out there. I love it. You tell me what the downside is, right? What is the downside? Think about it. Think about it logically. Okay, CVT, continually variable transmission. So in other words, the gear ratio changes rather than the revs. What does that mean? It means that the car can either always be in the most economical part of the rev range, great for economy, or it means that the car can always be in the most powerful part of the rev range, which makes it faster. So basically, you've got a more economical and or faster car. What's not to like with that? And if you want the, if you like the shifting manually, if you like being in control, you've got that option as well. And it's a sequential shift, right? You move the lever over to the right onto a different plane, and then it's just forward, up, back, down. And it is immediate. It is 1,000,000 times quicker than changing gear manually. You can never, ever, even if you did a full 0 to 60 gear change without using a clutch, which is what they do on a 0 to 60. They don't use a clutch, it takes too long. They just wrench it from first into second. Now, even if you did that, it wouldn't be as quick as a manual shift on a CVT. And in the real world, and it's not just me saying this, it's accepted everywhere. Forget what the figures tell you in the manufacturer's brochure. In a real world, a CVT is quicker than a manual gearbox every day of the week. And I've proved that in Shison. For God's sake, on the driving home challenge thing, Shison was a minute quicker than Stigbürt. And Stigbürt is a ZT 190 plus, 190 horsepower, 2.5 litre V6, right? Stigbürt put a minute into him because they're flying machines. Honestly, if you've not driven the BMW stroke Rover Stepspeed gearbox, you've got no idea. Don't put them in the same boat as the DAF Variamatic or anything like that. They're nothing like that at all. This is an amazing bit of kit. Trust me. Trust me. Shirley Shipbox? No, that's not the name. It's got a great name. Isn't Hubnut Invercar a CVT as well? Yes, in theory, but nothing, you know. You can't compare. Can't compare. Right, let's scratch this card, and that'll be it for tonight, my darlings. It's been a lovely couple of hours. I've really enjoyed it. Hopefully tomorrow night we'll be outside. So, who was it who won? It was Neil, wasn't it? Neil. Okay, Neil, this is your scratch card. I'll scratch it for you. If it wins, then I'll get in touch with you. Give me your details. I'll send you the money. Right. £5,000 double match. 2 ways to play and win. Match the winning number to any of your numbers to win a prize, or match 3 identical prize amounts to win 1 of those amounts. Okay, here we go. Right, winning number. Oh, winning number is, oh God, the light's so bad. 18. So we need an 18 in these 5 or 3 the same. Right, there we go. 19, 21, 17, 12, and 13. Absolute waste of time. It's a oh, Matt is such a, there you go. Sorry, Nigel, you've shit out there, mate. Nigel? Neil. Sorry mate, no go. Matt is so lovely. Buying these scratch cards for us to give away in these community sessions. But they never win. So, winning number 18, and we've got 12, 13, 19, 21, 17, all round the houses. No good. Put it in the bin. Sorry, but thank you, Matt, for a lovely gesture. Well done, Neil, on at least getting the kudos of being the first to correctly guess new car. It's an awesome name. You wait until you hear the name. Honestly, you'll love it. Excuse me. Oh, one other bit of news. The lovely Emma in the amazing Goldline shop, which is just the best shop ever, she ordered me in a key blank to save me going to be ripped off at Timpson's. I got my key for Wetleg's spare key. Remember the keys and fob were posted to me by Phil, the previous owner. Obviously got lost in the post, never arrived. I got a spare fob from wherever and programmed it, and now I've got the key to go with the fob. £6. God knows what Timpson's charge. £6. Done, tested, works great. So really pleased with that. Oh, I can, in fact, I can add this onto the spare. Here we go. Got these ready and waiting for it. MG, key fob, programmed to Wetleg. And look, got a free key ring as well. So we'll diddly-do. Nice key ring. Add that to the collection. And then this will go on. We need to do this for you, Simon, don't we? Spare fob for Margaret. Oh, I've put that in the wrong place. You daft arse. Doesn't go there, does it? Silly boy. No, I can't get it back off. It needs to go there. Oh, shit. Hold on. There we go. So, there we go, my lovelies. One fully functional, complete spare set for Wetleg von Tittybiscuits. Job's a good one. Oh, and talking about Wetleg, got another upgrade coming for Wetleg, courtesy of the lovely Graham. A nice leather steering wheel, virtually unmarked. I've just saw he had it on Marketplace, texted him tonight, said, I'll have that, mate, stick it on one side for me, please. And I've asked him if he's got any mats for Melanie Minge Bag. So there will be a trip over to Graham sometime, maybe this week, maybe next. Get the new steering wheel fitted, hopefully pick up some mats for Melanie, if he's got some, Betty Blue I mean. And he's going to do the hydrogas for me on Wetleg as well to sort her suspension out. So that'll be splendid. Right, quickly catch up on the comments and then it is time to go, isn't it? No matter how much quicker and more sense the Stepspeed makes, I'd still prefer the real gearbox, only because you haven't driven one. If you drove one, you would prefer it. Anybody would. They're just better. They are. Can't stand CVT boxes, says Nigel. almost as bad as blah, 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 blah. Yeah, drive one. They're brilliant. I have terrible luck choosing these days, Matt. Yeah, you can all keep on hating the CVT, but in the real world, whatever other CVT boxes are like, the BMW Stepspeed, as fitted in the Rovers, is fucking amazing. Amazing. I'm not an idiot. I've driven a lot of cars. Very expensive cars. Supercars. I'm telling you, that gearbox is the best that I've ever used. Irrespective of price, value, it is just brilliant. I didn't think it was to begin with. And if you go way, way back in my videos, you can watch a video when I first discovered that Shison had a sports mode and then a manual mode. I didn't know it wasn't my car, it was Chinese Madam's car. And I just went and rescued it after we split up and she took it with her. And when I discovered what that gearbox could do, it was like a revelation. As it was for Mustard, when he did a test drive on it and he used the gearbox to all of its potential, it was a revelation to him as well. And he put it in his top 10 most surprising cars video that he did at the back end of last year. And yeah, so hate on them all you like, but they're just amazing, amazing. And at some point, I will add more into the fleet. And in the MGF, my God, like I say, getting an MGF with that gearbox and with the steering wheel, flappy paddle button things, that would just be the ultimate. Thanks for buying the ticket, Matt, said Chiba. Yeah, it's a lovely thing to do. And now we're saying good night. Oh, Simon says, I keep forgetting that. Right, if you've got a key blank that needs to be cut, take it to Emma at Gold Lines next time you're at Mustard. She'll do it for you. A lot of them, Timpsons won't cut a blank that you bought elsewhere, and a lot of independents won't cut a blank from elsewhere because apparently the cheap blanks that you can buy on eBay or on the internet, they're so inferior that they can totally fuck up the really expensive key cutting machines. But Emma will do it for you. She's wonderful. She's amazing. So get it done up there and get hold of a key fob. I think Pingu is going to send you one. And I'll program it for you with P-Scan. Good night. Ross is off. Good night. The Stepspeed is an incredible gearbox, says Joe. Loved mine on my Rover 25. I concur, says Pingu. Rover CVTs are great and Carveries are dog shit. Completely correct on both counts. Oh God. And the messages have all gone weird again, but I think we're about up to speed. So it's just gone midnight, so we'll call it a day at that. Thank you, darlings. I've really enjoyed tonight. Hope you have too. Bear with. Where have you gone? There you are. Unmute it. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be outside. guys. I've really enjoyed tonight. It's been lovely catching up with you again. I'll see you tomorrow night. Hopefully we'll be outside. Have a safe and peaceful night. Take great care of yourselves. And if we're spared, I will catch you tomorrow. Much love to you all. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.